One. What's up, everybody? My name's John with the Real Only Fans Reviews podcast, and today on our program we have a very special guest, Evelyn. How are you doing today?
Hello, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. As we were speaking before we started recording, Texas has finally warmed up. It's 80 degrees here. It's like 26 Fahrenheit, so everything's back to normal now for most people.
Yeah, I hope it is. It sounds pretty crazy.
Yeah, so Texas doesn't normally get as cold as it did for those couple weeks, and when that happened, I actually lost our power at my place for, oh, I can see your eyes.
So.
It's all good. Yeah, I lost power for a good amount of time, so I actually left and went to my cousin's house because she didn't lose power. But yeah, it was pretty crazy. People died in that storm, so.
So it's really sad, really, really sad. I hope everyone's doing okay.
Yeah, thankfully, a lot of people who control our power grid got fired. So
That's a good thing, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, well, what was crazy is a lot of the people who were on our state's, for lack of a better term, power board didn't even live in Texas.
Mhm.
So I think there was 5 of them on a board of 15. And so they all resigned, which they should, in my opinion, since they don't
Yeah,
live
of
here.
course.
One of them lived in Canada.
Yeah, definitely. All of Australia's power actually, I think, is owned by international companies. So
Really?
that doesn't make any sense. Yeah, yeah, it's so expensive. Yeah, it's not fair.
Yeah. To me, that would seem like just like a matter of national security for an entire country to have their.
It's actually all like solar power, a lot of solar farms here. So like
Mm-hmm.
international companies come and build solar farms, and then we have to pay them for the sun power. Like it doesn't make any, that makes no sense. There's no point in really thinking about it because it makes you angry.
Oh man, so it's basically, hey Australia, we're gonna gather your light and sell it back to
and you're
you.
gonna pay us for it. Yeah, more or less.
That's crazy. Well, I know a while back Tesla built a giant battery. I forgot which province it was.
Oh my gosh, that was actually, I used to live there in Adelaide, and what happened was we had no power for like 24 hours for some ridiculous reason. So yeah, Tesla came in and built this giant battery for them because they're completely retarded and couldn't do it themselves. And yeah, they did it in like 20 days or something, completely insane. Which was,
yeah, I remember. I'm a fan of Tesla and Elon Musk, and they said we're gonna build this battery in however many days, and if we don't complete it by this set date, it's free. And I was like, oh damn.
It was, yeah, but it was done. It was really good. Now they have power all the time. There was like people stuck in elevators for hours and hours back there.
Damn, that would be so shitty. It's like, we just gotta go down, a few floors, and then boop. Well, I guess we're not gonna make it to dinner.
I know it was, and like trains and stuff. It was huge, really bad.
Trains got stuck on tracks. So, I mean, obviously, if they're electric.
Yeah, heaps, all sorts of stuff.
Damn. And you said you were living there at the time?
Thankfully, I was in Melbourne at that day, so I missed it. Yeah, I'm from Adelaide originally.
Damn, that's crazy. Yeah. So when we lost power a couple of weeks ago, some people lost power for almost a week straight. My power was in and out for most of the time. And then other people didn't lose power at all.
Yeah.
So it was just
not fair.
Crazy situation. Yeah.
Yeah, it could be everyone or no one.
Yep. But so what I wanted to talk to you about first was growing up in Australia, because that's one place I've always wanted to visit.
Oh, it's amazing. You have to come here. It's absolutely incredible. I had quite a different childhood. I grew up on a farm, and I actually rode my horse to school.
So, that's pretty fucking Texas, to be honest.
I know. I used to ride my horse to school, but as I got older, it was quite frustrating. I couldn't get anywhere because there was no buses. So yeah, eventually we moved into the city, and I was able to have a social life. But yeah, it was a nice way to grow up out in the bush.
Damn, that's crazy. I can't even imagine. I remember when I was younger, when I was in junior high, my grandparents bought me an electric scooter, and so I'd ride that to school, which was maybe 2 or 3 miles,
Yeah.
And I thought it was like the coolest thing ever. It's like, I got a fucking scooter. I'm so happy. I have freedom, independence. But
Yeah.
the problem was it was a $100 electric scooter. And so it wasn't exactly what you would call quality or secure. I mean, I was
Yeah.
happy with it. I mean, I was fucking jazzed. But the first one I had ended up breaking. So we were able to take it back and the manufacturer sent us another one. But on the new design, it didn't have any kind of security. It just had an on and off switch.
Yeah.
So on the previous one, I had a key. This one, no key. And so when I parked it at school, kids would come up to my scooter and turn it on. And even though it was chained up, they'd pin it. And so it would just do a burnout. Yeah, at the bike rack, and they drain my battery. It's like, you fucks.
No. That's so mean. That's really
Yeah, there's
nasty.
some shitheads out here or out in
Yeah.
California.
Yeah, I didn't deal with that, thankfully.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really make a horse do a burnout.
No, I can't. I cannot. But no, it was really great. Australia is a beautiful place. You definitely have to get over here.
I do want to. I do want to see the Gold Coast because I'm a fucking
That's where I
tourist.
live. I live in the Gold Coast now,
No
actually.
way.
Yeah, it is absolute heaven. It's like warm, really, really warm, like 30 degrees every day, just tropics, and the beaches are beautiful. It's just, yeah, it's absolutely heaven. Everyone here is like really, they're late, they're so laid back, like, and chilled out. No one wears shoes, and like everyone's late to everything, and everyone's really friendly. And it's like really, really cool place.
That's awesome. Yeah, I've seen pictures online. I think the first time I even found out the Gold Coast existed was when I was in high school. I graduated back in 2008. And then I just saw all these buildings like along the coastline. And then there's like the inland buildings. There's all water that goes through all these different ways. I was like, oh, that looks so amazing.
Yeah, on the canals. I live on a canal, which is really, really beautiful. So
I'm so jealous.
The sharks in the canals.
Oh man.
Shark. So yeah, I have a dog, and we let him swim in the canal, but we put a shark magnet on his collar. So hopefully it like deters the sharks, because heaps of dogs get eaten in the canals. You can't go swimming in them. I think like 2 or 3 people have gotten eaten in there.
Well, isn't somewhere off the coast of Australia like the shark attack capital of the world?
I think around here, like Queensland, New South Wales. I think a guy got taken a couple of weeks ago, just down from where I live. Yeah, it's pretty scary. I don't really go in the ocean because I don't want to get eaten. It's like, way too scary.
Yeah, the beaches are beautiful but deadly.
Yeah, there's jellyfish as well up north, Irukandji.
Oh yeah.
So like coast, if you go up to like Cape Trib and stuff in the jungle, where the jungle meets the ocean, it's stunning, beautiful place. But yeah, there's these jellyfish, and if they bite you, you feel impending doom. Like it messes with your psyche, so you feel like doom and pain, and it's meant to be one of the most horrific experiences ever. So
yeah, and apparently a lot of people also get stung by box jellyfish. And so if you get stung by them, I mean, you can get paralyzed pretty quickly and then drowned before you make it back to the beach.
All of that sounds horrible. Just stay shallow.
Well, the stereotype is everything in Australia wants to kill you.
You know what? People say that, but it's not that bad, I don't think.
Yeah.
We have snakes here. So back where I'm from, we have like these brown snakes, like really venomous dry snakes. Up here, they're like those giant pythons that like steal your little dog and stuff. So I haven't seen one yet, though. I haven't seen one in the wild yet, but I've heard that they're around here in the trees and things.
So the stereotype is you guys have venomous snakes that'll kill you, that are like super poisonous. Then you have like crazy marsupials that are poisonous that will also kill you. Then you have like the craziest spiders in the world that will kill you. And then there's the sharks. What else am I missing? Yeah, it's just like a bunch of crazy animals that are all like poisonous and
yeah, I know, but it's not that bad. Like you have to really go out and look for them. They're not just like living amongst us. I went to Japan once actually, and they thought that we used to like get around in kangaroos' pouches.
That's another thing that can kill you. The giant kangaroos.
It can kill you. Yeah, they're very aggressive. If you come across a big male one, they'll take you out. It won't be very nice. So
Well, I
yeah, you
remember
can't use
seeing a video online a
yeah,
while
even
back.
koalas. Yeah, koalas are pretty savage as well. They can chase you, like wild koalas.
See, if you get taken out by a koala, you deserved it.
Yeah.
I can't. First of all, I can just imagine a little koala like. I was like, "Bitch, I will punt you."
Yeah, yeah, like that. No, they have really huge claws, so
Mm-hmm.
don't go near them.
Well, you see, I've never considered koalas to be cute. Personally, I think they're kind of weird looking animals, and I wouldn't want to hold one anyway.
Actually, interesting fact about koalas is like heaps of them have chlamydia.
Yeah. Isn't
Yeah.
like almost the entire koala population infected with chlamydia?
Yeah, and actually the fires, I don't know if you saw the fires here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it took out so many koalas. It was really sad. Heaps and heaps of koalas died. So, and all of the eucalyptus trees as well. So that's
Yeah.
not very good. Hopefully they'll be able to, rehabilitate them.
Well, apparently koalas are so incredibly stupid that if you take the eucalyptus leaves off of a tree and put them in front of a koala, they won't know what to do with it.
No, I don't think so. I reckon
Yeah, that's what they said.
You reckon? No way. They're not that silly.
Because they have a smooth brain. And
They're
also, yeah.
I haven't heard this before. This is new to me, but I learned something.
Smooth brain savages. But yeah, apparently they don't have that part of the brain that understands differences between things. Like they don't have, I don't know what to call it. I want to say object permanence, but it's not object permanence. Or it might be. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. Yeah, but apparently if you put a bunch of eucalyptus leaves on a plate, they won't know what to do with it. They won't recognize the eucalyptus leaves as eucalyptus leaves.
No, I think they do because when they're in captivity, they eat off plates and stuff. Maybe they used to. I don't know. Who knows?
Are you telling me that the internet lied to me?
I think so. Yeah. There's a good chance.
How dare they? I thought everything on the internet was true.
I know, right?
This changes everything. Speaking of koalas, apparently their digestive system is also not meant to be vegetarian, and we don't know why they eat leaves.
No way. Koalas are
Yeah.
eat
See,
you.
when this is done, I'm gonna send you articles, and you're gonna be like, "Oh my god, koalas are really dumb."
Yeah, there's heaps of drop bear articles out there that so Australians will be trying to convince everyone overseas that we have drop bears, which is like a savage koala that like sits in a tree and like eats you from above. But
I've heard of those too.
Yeah, drop bears aren't real.
Damn it.
The internet, yeah.
Australia just became a little less cool.
It's not that dangerous now. It's fine.
Yep. But you guys do have what are they called? The quokkas?
I've never seen them. I've never actually seen a quokka because they're only in specific spots. So
yeah, but they're like the most laid back animals ever.
Yeah, they look so cute. I really want to see them one day. I have to go and find some. It's like similar to a wallaby, but they're much cuter.
Yeah, nothing but good vibes.
They're really cool, real chilled.
Yeah, I've seen people who visit that one island where they are like, oh, take a picture with the quokka, and they're like, ah.
Yeah, the selfie, the quokka selfie. Very
yeah. I want to go to Australia. I want to take a picture with a quokka, and I also want to pet a kangaroo because I'm a stupid American and I don't care.
I went to the US actually. I went to New York and a couple of other places a few years ago, and we were just fascinated by the squirrels because we don't have squirrels here. Yeah, the little squirrels. We don't have squirrels. There's no squirrels here.
What?
No.
You guys don't have squirrels?
Yeah, so we're just like running around this park, like looking at the squirrels, and everyone's like, "That's a stupid Australian." Like,
hold on, wait a second. This is like the most insane thing I've heard since coronavirus. You guys don't have squirrels in Australia?
Well, no, like not running around. They might exist somewhere, maybe, but like I've never seen one. No one ever talks about squirrels. They don't exist, and they're so cute.
Dude, I love squirrels. They're like, I know. They're just little crackheads that are just everywhere.
Yeah, they're so cute. I really like seeing them.
So, did you know? Maybe you did. Back in like the late 1800s, in the U.S., squirrels used to be fairly common house pets.
No, I didn't know
Yep.
that, but I love that. I really love that. Who wouldn't
Yep.
want a
And
squirrel as a house pet?
I want a squirrel so bad. There's squirrels that live right outside my apartment, but I can't catch them.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's so
So in the wild, squirrels live like to be 4 or 5 years old, but in
Mhm.
captivity, they live to be like 20.
Yeah, that's way too long. I'm like struggling to commit to a dog that lives for like 12. I
Oh,
can't do that.
Jesus. My cat is like 19.
No, that's so old. I
Yeah.
couldn't deal. It's such a huge commitment. We've got 2 cats and a dog, and unfortunately, the cat and the dog has the same name because
Whose
when
idea
before
was that?
yeah before I met my partner, I had the cats and he had
Uh-huh.
the dog, and it just so happens that we've named them
Oh.
the same name, and so now the vet thinks that we're like completely retarded. The cat and the dog with the same name.
You know, that would actually be a fun thing to do just to mess with people.
Yeah, well, they get so confused when we book the dog in to get it washed. They're like, "Oh, you also have a cat in your name." Like, yeah, don't ask. Just
Name all the animals. See, if you ever have a farm again, this is what you need to do. You need to name all your animals the exact same thing.
I know. Well, we call them. It's called Bear, so we call it Little Bear and Big Bear.
Okay.
Now. Yeah.
You
Just
have a cat
unfortunate
named Bear.
Yeah, you can't yell at them because the other one gets upset. It's chaos. Like.
Oh man. So when I lived back at home in California, my guitarist had a dog and she named her dog Kitty.
Mm-hmm.
Just, to
Just
be,
cause
yeah.
different.
Yep. When
I
I
like
get a
that.
dog, I want to name it just something ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. You
Like I've
have
always
to.
wanted to name a dog Lugnut.
I like that. It's cute.
Oh yeah, and then I thought of some other names a while back that were also like weird and hilarious, and I
Mm-hmm.
can't remember any of them. And now I'm sad.
They'll come back. They'll come back one day. At least it's not a dog and the cat the same name.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be too much. I also want a pet pig.
Yeah, they're beautiful, the little ones. I don't know. Pets are
Yes.
just such a commitment. We've got too many now. 3. I'm soon to be a baby. I'm pregnant, so we're gonna have a child and 3 animals. So
Yeah, I think the kid is a bigger commitment.
I know, right? But there's just animals everywhere all the time, and you have to be careful of cats with babies because they like to sit near them and on them, and you know.
Well, I don't know if you guys had this old wives' tale in Australia, but over here, they used to say, "Oh, well, you have to be careful with your cat around your baby because the cat will steal the baby's breath and then it'll kill the baby." Turns out that's not true.
Oh no, internet tricked you again.
Ah, damn you, internet! Why are you lying to me?
Yeah.
Hold on? Are you telling me that there isn't a Nigerian prince that wants to give me a ridiculous amount of money?
You know what? Some people think there is, but yeah, no,
I
unfortunately
know.
not. No.
Damn it, quadruple! You lied to me. I thought I was gonna be the next prince of Africa.
It's so great.
Yeah, I remember actually I got one of those emails years ago when I used to work in the shop. And I told my
Mhm.
boss about it, and my boss is from Mexico. He's like, pinche puto. That's not true. I was like, I know, but it was funny because I emailed the good person back for I don't know how long.
Oh no, did you?
Yeah, I mean, I knew it was a scam. I wasn't doing it because I thought it was a legitimate. I just wanted to waste this person's time.
Yeah, no, it's fair enough. I've seen some
Yeah,
good screenshots of people doing that. Quite satisfying.
yeah. Have you seen the videos now of people who waste the scammers' time in India?
Yeah, it's great. I've watched a
I
few of
know.
those.
I love those both on TikTok and on YouTube. There's one
Yes.
girl that I watch on YouTube. What is her name? IRL Rosie.
Hmm.
She's great because she's also a voice actor. So she does
Okay.
all these different voices and
Yeah,
she's pretty great.
that's awesome.
But
I'll have to check it
anyways,
out.
about you. So you grew up on a farm,
Yes.
and then I was talking to you a while back because you also used to ride dirt bikes. Well, you still ride, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So, I had a road bike. I had just sold it a couple of weeks ago, which was really
Mm-hmm.
heartbreaking. At a Triumph Street Triple R. Because I'm pregnant, I won't be able to ride it for a long time. But I actually had major spinal surgery about a year ago, so I don't think I'll ever be able to ride dirt bikes again, unfortunately. But yeah, I grew up used to race motocross when I was younger, which is really cool.
That's pretty cool. What was your first bike?
I think it was really rare actually. It was a Yamaha WR125.
Okay.
2-stroke. So it was a 2-stroke road registered 125.
You guys could road register 2-strokes?
So there was only like 40 of them made in Australia. They were really rare.
What?
Yeah, really, really rare. So that was mine, but I took the coil off the engine because it didn't have a battery, to start the motor. So it had a coil to run the lights, and it really put out the bike a bit. So I took it all off and just rode it as a YZ, which was better. But then my last bike, I've had all sorts of bikes, but like CRF 250.
Okay. I'm a Honda guy.
Yeah. I had a lot of issues, like heatsink issues with valve clearance.
Really?
And stuff. Yeah, it was a nightmare to start. And because I'm little, like kickstarting them was. And then my last really good bike was a KTM 350 EXC, so road reg 4-stroke. Cat. That was great. And I've done a couple of rides. Like I went to New Zealand and did a dirt bike tour around there, and did one in Bali, which was absolutely terrifying. There's like no health and safety in Bali. Just, like,
I've seen videos.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't do it again. There's like slippery mud hills with like spikes sticking out everywhere. That was terrifying. But then I had a spinal fusion and disc replacement in my neck, so I can't ride anymore. I can't wear a helmet too long.
Yeah, because we were talking a while back, and you're no stranger to leader bikes, which is something I don't ride because I'm too afraid, and I'm not afraid to admit it.
Yeah, I love bikes. I love all of them, to be honest. Everything. I really liked enduro riding quite a lot.
I love dual sports. I love enduros. I want to get an enduro so bad. I mean, I can't now because I can't fucking see, but before I lost most of my vision, I wanted a dual sport so bad. Because I mean, I grew up on dirt bikes, and then I haven't really ridden a lot on the street, but I mean, it's like, So is lane splitting legal in Australia?
Yeah, you can. And you can actually go down the bike lane as well on the freeways if they're like stopped. The thing is, heaps and heaps of people get killed, especially here in Queensland. We've got like the mountains sort of, and actually 2 guys collided a couple of days ago. There's just so many deaths on motorbikes every day. And I don't really ride that responsibly. So I decided, like my boyfriend and I both decided to sell our bikes just because we're having a baby. Like you can't really put yourself in that danger. But he's got a track bike now. So I think I'm going to buy a track bike just to race, like I don't know what I'll get yet. But we have like big track days here. So you can just go race the bikes there, not ride on the road.
Yeah. Get yourself a Ducati.
Yeah, except I'm vegan, so I don't want to buy leathers. So I'm gonna try and find some like mushroom leather outfit or something.
I didn't even know mushroom leather was a thing that existed.
Well, I don't know if it's gonna protect me on bitumen yet, but we'll find out. We'll find out good.
Man, I've seen some of Ducati's new bikes, and they have the Multistrada 996. I was like, ooh, that looks so badass. I want one of those.
Yeah, they're so nice. It's like really cool culture to get into track riding here. So maybe when the baby's older, it's like sort of sucks, women get the short straw a little bit with the kid. Go practice it and look after it, and he gets to go ride his bike. So
damn you, gender roles.
I know, it's not fair. So when it's a bit older, I'll buy myself a bike, I think.
Yeah.
And then
hopefully medical science gets really good eventually, and I'll get my vision back, and then I can get a bike. But you see, the thing is, the drivers in Texas are so fucking incredibly bad. Like, I love Texas, but the people here can't drive. Yeah, they can't drive for shit.
Yeah, I think it's just everywhere, right? People here stay in the right lane and go 10K under, and then you get angry and have to overtake it, and it's just it's just a nightmare. Back in Adelaide, like where I'm originally from, people drive really well, because if you don't, someone will punch you. Like, it's a lie. You have to, or you'll be abused. Here, everyone's just so laid back and not in a hurry that like they're just fuck around a
They just
bit.
cut each other off. It's like, oh, sorry, bro. I guess you needed
Yeah,
that
like,
leg more
hey,
than I did.
yeah,
It's okay.
yeah, yeah, like fuming inside, you know. So that's a bit frustrating.
It's like, oh, well, it's not legal to make a left turn there, but yeah, I guess you gotta do it.
Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do. It's fine. Go ahead.
I guess. See,
Yeah.
another thing I don't like about the Texas roads is lane splitting here isn't legal. And a lot of Texans don't understand what the purpose of lane splitting is. They think it's just to be a dick, but it's actually a safety thing. And in California, even though I detest California with every fiber of my being, you can lane split. So
handy.
that's the one issue that California isn't all backwards on. It's like, oh, we can lane split here, but in Texas, I don't know. Maybe they'll change it eventually.
Hopefully. We can only hope.
Yeah, but I mean, I still can't ride. But my dad just moved to Texas back in December, and he's got a big old Harley. So I mean, he's still riding.
Yeah, I don't mind some of them. I don't really like all the chrome Harleys. I like the cafe racer sort of.
Yeah. Well, he's got one of the big what is it? So
yeah, I don't know the name.
Street Glide or something like that. So one of the big bikes, one of the really expensive ones. It's gorgeous bike. It's bright, like candy apple red. It's a beautiful bike. I mean, I would never ride it because it weighs like 1,000 pounds or something ridiculous like that. So I can't lift it.
Yeah, it's too heavy. I struggled even with some of the bikes. Like my road bike was only like 220 kilo, but my partner's I rode, it was 1,000. And that was a bit too heavy, like a little bit too much wind at the lights.
Yep.
Why are you going over? So
yeah, I remember a few years ago when I was still doing life insurance, I was out in a city called Greenville, and I was at a red light. It was a left turn lane, and this guy in a big Yamaha, it must have been, what was it? I don't remember. It was over a liter though. So we're sitting at the light, and he's sitting there like this. He's all happy and whatnot. Then all of a sudden, the bike starts leaning, and then I'm like, oh, this guy's. I guess he just wants to like rest his leg or something. Gato. And then all of a sudden he goes, and just dumps the bike over. And so he gets off, and he's trying to pick it up, and he can't. I mean, this is a big guy, and he can't pick up this bike. I was like, shit. So I jumped out of my car, and I helped him pick it back up. And he's, I'm so embarrassed. I was like, it's okay, dude. I used to ride too.
Help out. Oh my god, my cat. I'm sorry.
Oh my god, we got to see the gato. What's the cat's name? Oh, is this Bear?
Yeah, this is Little Bear.
Oh.
He's the hairless one.
Oh geez. How old is he? He's just a baby.
I don't know. It's actually his birthday on Wednesday. I don't know how old he is though. Yeah, he's very ugly. He's got a cuteness about him, He's very annoying. Yeah. He's just always here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, usually, I don't know if you saw the last couple podcasts. My cat made an appearance. Yeah, where is she?
Just wandered in?
No, I heard something earlier. I looked over this way. It sounded like she knocks. Oh, she's in the chair. Oh, she's sleeping.
Relaxing.
Yeah, relaxing, maxing out cool, shooting some beat ball out beside the school. Did you guys have the Fresh Prince in Australia?
I think so. I didn't really get into it though. I don't really watch any TV or anything like that.
Okay. Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, I didn't really watch the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. It's only something that I got interested in later after it was already off TV.
Yeah, I think a lot of people watch it. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not really one for TV. I don't watch TV or I don't use social media. I don't like watch Netflix or anything.
Oh man, so you don't know the brilliance that is The Office or Parks and Rec?
Nah, nothing. Yeah, I'm just like quite a recluse away from society. I have no idea what's going on. I quite like it that way.
So what do you do all day?
I've got another business, so
okay.
I'm like very, very busy, and OnlyFans obviously as well takes a lot of my time up. So, yeah, just do those. I don't use any of it.
Well, that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah, I actually really like it. I had Instagram a few years ago, and after deleting it, it just did so much. It's so unnecessary, I think, social media, and there's nothing good that comes out of it. Maybe some like small amounts of entertainment occasionally, but yeah, it's not good for relationships. It's not good for your self-esteem or time. Like the amount of time people spend on their phones is like really unhealthy.
I'm guilty of that.
Yeah.
You don't have
When you get that
TikTok,
screen
but
time thing, you're like, Jesus Christ. Yeah.
my phone is on for so many hours of the day.
Yeah, you should try putting it away. You should try just like forcing yourself to put it away for a while and doing different things. So like, you just waste so much of your life away on these devices, you know?
Yeah, I need to go out and just go walk. Like this last week, I want to go out and just like go hiking around somewhere.
Mhm.
But I was like, I don't have anybody to hang out with. It's like
You
I
need to
don't have
have
any friends in Texas.
You can do it yourself though, still.
Yeah,
Just
but
try
then I don't know. It's like I just feel
reading is
weird.
nice. Yeah, that's fair enough. Reading is good. I read a lot. That's quite nice.
What are you reading
Yeah.
right now?
I don't know, just like fictional books, usually about men cheating and stuff, you know.
Bastards.
Yeah, pretty much.
So what are some of your favorite books?
I don't know. I don't even know the names of them, to be honest. I don't like
Really?
educational books. I get really bored of them. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like fictional books because it's like a bit of an escape for me because I don't use social media or anything. So it makes me
So like, do you like the Harry Potter series?
Oh yeah,
50
I've read
Shades
all
of
of
Grey,
those.
Vampire Diaries, any of that?
Yeah, I don't mind some of that stuff. I read that a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But I've got a
Yeah.
hammock outside, so I just go and sit in the hammock and read a book. It's so nice.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not really a big book reader. It's just boring to me. As like, I mean,
some people just can't focus like on them, you know. More stimulation.
If I'm gonna read a book, it has to be for a purpose. Like I do have some books, but they're like business books. Like I'm reading these books because I want to learn how to do this thing that this book
educational
has.
book.
Yeah, I can't imagine reading a book for fun.
You should try and read a male cheating book. Like it'll make you. It's really good.
See, I don't know. I can't imagine myself liking something like that because as far as relationships go, I'm not one of those people that's like all drama. It's like if I don't like somebody, I'll just fucking leave. I was like, well, yeah, maybe the murder books would be interesting.
Yeah, I don't mind murder books. I've read a few murder books as well. Yeah. I've been really tired lately though, being pregnant. Like I can't stay up past 6 p.m. So usually I haven't been reading much.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's one of the side effects of being pregnant. So anyways, what I wanted to talk to you about was, well, first of all, so what did you start doing first? Did you start,
Sorry, yep.
Okay. So did you start escorting before OnlyFans or vice versa? Or how did that all happen?
Yeah, no, I started escorting when I was like 20. I'm 30 now. And I quit like maybe 3 years ago-ish. And then I started on OnlyFans after that, after I'd quit. Yeah, and now I just do that on the side. Like I said, I have another business, so I just do OnlyFans with my partner. We film a lot of it, all of it, obviously. But yeah, I really enjoy doing it. I think I've always been one to be outside of the box a bit and never wanted to commit to a regular job. I went to uni and have a degree, but I just don't want to use it. I don't want to do that job. So there's always like a side of me that sort of wants to rebel against society a bit, I guess. So I couldn't go full time back into normal world. So I decided to start OnlyFans.
Gotcha. So what did you go to university for? What did you get your degree in?
Healthcare degree.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did you want to be like a nurse or something, or what did you want to do?
Yeah, I was. I used to be a nurse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but not anymore. I haven't worked in a few years now. I probably have to go back to uni and do like a bridging course to go back.
Yeah, I mean, nurse isn't an easy profession to have. So I mean, that's pretty impressive.
It's just shift work as well. You know, like the shift work is just absolute killer. You know, it's a good job helping people. I really like that, but just the shift work and the way you get treated is not very nice.
So that's one of the biggest differences between the US and Australia and most places is our healthcare here is all pretty much for profit and ridiculously expensive.
Yeah, no, it's so bad. It's like actually shocking. It's really shocking. I feel very sorry for anyone who lives over there and has to deal with that because it's just disgusting.
Yeah, I'm pretty conservative, but on that issue, I'm like, can we really not have socialized medicine? I'm like,
yeah. I mean, public healthcare here, which is actually like
Mm-hmm.
quite incredible. You don't get the same. We have private healthcare as well as an option. You don't get the same treatment on the public system. You often get seen by like registrars or people learning and stuff. It's still a really great system, and we still have incredible public hospitals. But there's like longer wait times to get like non-life-threatening surgeries and stuff. So I still have private health over here, but it's not very expensive, and like you don't have to have it. You're always going to be looked after without it. So
yeah, that'd be nice if I had free healthcare. I probably wouldn't be mostly blind now.
yeah, that's really
But
bad.
yeah.
Honestly, they need to do better over there. That's definitely something needs to be changed.
Yeah. So one of the arguments is that, there's just no way we can, pay people. So with you being a nurse over there, how much were you making on average? Was it like a pretty good living wage or?
Yeah, more than enough. Yeah, really good wage. You actually get paid more in the public system. So we have public hospitals and private hospitals, yeah. And you get paid much more in the public hospitals, but the shift work is a bit more brutal. Whereas in the private hospital, you have a bit more of a say, like, of your hours and choice of like what routines your shifts are on. But you get paid a lot less, and you actually get treated way worse in the private system.
What?
Yeah, because it's monetized. So the surgeons just treat you like, I was a theater nurse, so I worked in theater, and the surgeons just can treat you however they want, sort of thing, and get away with it. And they push you to the side because they want their money. In the public system, that's not how it happens at all. It's actually really great to work for public here.
That's pretty crazy. I mean, you would assume in the private sector, you would treat your staff well. I mean, because they don't have to work for you. I mean, they can go work somewhere else. I mean,
it's horrible private, and they work you harder, obviously, because they want the money for the extra patients. So, yeah, I guess that's exactly what you guys are dealing with over there, the similar private system to here. But we have the public, which is a fantastic place to work.
Well, most of the people in healthcare that I know, they all enjoy their job for the most part. They all get paid really well. So the nurses make a ton of money. I mean, doctors obviously make more.
Wow,
but for the most part, they're treated pretty well at work. They just have ridiculous hours that they have to work.
Yeah, that's what it's like here as well. I think just nurses in general have the short straw, since hours and shift work. So
were you escorting at the same time you were a nurse, or how was that? Okay.
Yeah, I would just like split my time sort of between them. I traveled a lot, so when I was escorting, I never escorted where I lived. I would always like travel to a different city for a few days and then come home. So I have these like two separate lives for a long time, which got so hectic, and then I stopped nursing and just did escorting for a while. I enjoyed it. There was like a lot of it that I enjoyed, the freedom. I lived this pretty crazy life. It was really cool. But I just got older and met my partner and just thought, don't want to do it anymore. So I quit.
Damn. I mean, you must have been making crazy money when you're doing both at the same time.
Yeah. Or nursing wasn't even worth doing nursing.
Yeah.
Escorting. And so escorting, it's a bit different over there. It's legal. Or it's not, it's state legislated. So every state has different rules. But for the most part, it's legal and regulated. So sex work is recognized here and fine, not like the US.
Yeah, there's some things here that are completely backwards that I don't understand. That being one of them.
Yeah, it just really needs to be fixed everywhere. Like it needs to be decriminalized in Australia in a couple of states, but I feel like the US is incredibly backwards in that way, and it angers me reading anything about it. It makes absolutely no sense. It's not safe for anyone criminalizing something that's not going away. So
do you guys have legal marijuana over there?
No,
really?
Actually, they've started bringing it in for medicinal purposes. We're a bit slow in that, real slow. I think some states are trying to bring it in, but federally, like Australian law needs to change because it trumps state law, So they need to decriminalize it first. I think we're on the way there, definitely, because they want the taxes from it,
I got to get those taxes.
Got to get more taxes, Anyway,
taxation is theft. Anyway. But yeah, see, that's one thing that's really weird about the US is federally marijuana is illegal.
Yes,
But
and
then you go to different states and it's like, oh, fuck it, you can smoke a joint on the street. So it's
yeah,
weird.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And there's such a good business a business case for legalization of marijuana. I mean,
I think it should be legal. 100%. I love weed. I think it's great.
yeah,
Obviously, now because I'm pregnant.
yeah,
But no, it's great. Alcohol is far more dangerous, in my opinion. You know, it makes people angry. You ever seen people arguing when they're high? Like, they do not want to argue. They just want to eat their food and, you know, watch something ridiculous, relax.
Like
Alcohol
Cat
is,
Williams said, hungry, happy, sleepy.
yeah, it's so great. It's great. It's beautiful. And, you know, it's just in a plant. It's not manufactured by us. It's not chemicals or,
I
yeah.
mean, you could say the same for heroin is also a plant, but
That's true. That's true. But we won't go there.
yeah. Yeah. I'm not really a marijuana user. I've only experienced it a handful of times and it doesn't really do much for me. Like the last time I had an edible, I had like a 6-hour panic attack. I was like, well,
sounds
yeah.
horrible.
Yeah, it was pretty fucking terrible. I was like, I knew I was only having a panic attack, so I knew I wasn't dying, but at the same time, I felt like my chest was closing up. I had an impending fear of death. I had shivers. What else? It was like everything, all the negative side effects that you could have with a panic attack, I was having, and I had it for like 6 hours, and I had to call my old boss, and she talked to me for a while to calm me down. But I was like, man, this shit just isn't for me, dog.
Yeah, no, that sounds absolutely horrible. I'm sorry you went through that.
It was pretty terrible. And then the only times I've smoked it, it didn't really make me feel good either. It just made me feel dizzy.
Yeah, I think some people just doesn't really go with, you know, not for everyone.
Yeah, one of my best friend in Arizona, I mean, he loves it. I mean, he gets high all the time. Fucking great for him. But I smoked with him a couple times, and maybe it was only because I smoked a couple times, but it didn't make me happy or anything. Like I said, it just made me dizzy. I was like, man, I gotta sit down.
Yeah. Maybe have a break, have a little bit less.
Maybe it's a strain. I don't know. But I'm definitely pro legalization, even though I don't partake. I was like, you know what? Because I mean, are you familiar with prohibition in the U.S. with alcohol?
Yeah, I am a little bit, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So when they outlawed alcohol, shit got crazy. We had all these gangs that got a whole bunch of power. People died, blah, 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 blah. And it's the same thing with marijuana. I mean, now we have really powerful gangs. People die, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
No bueno.
That's not good. Yeah, it needs to be fixed. It's on its way everywhere, hopefully.
Well, Mexico, I saw an article today, is going to legalize marijuana, like throughout the whole country.
That's fantastic. That's
and a lot of it comes from there anyway. So
in the doctor where I was the other day, they had a big sign up for medicinal marijuana, but it had like every reason under the sun. It was like sore back, feeling sad, feeling happy, like you can
weight loss, weight gain.
It was like 100 different things you get it for. So I think we're on the way to definitely legalizing it. The government just wants to make everyone, you know, happy in a sense that they've done their tests and trials and stuff like that.
Even though, you know, nobody's ever died from marijuana ever in the history of forever. Unless it falls on you.
No, I actually looked it up, and death by marijuana, you'd have to smoke like 3 pounds within like a certain period of time, which would be impossible.
Yeah, something absolutely ridiculous. But
but
then alcohol was like, well, fucking drink up, Jimmy. Go home and fucking kill your wife or whatever.
Yeah, socially acceptable. There's a lot of violence here with alcohol, which is not very nice.
Yeah, same here. I mean, the legal drinking age in the U.S. is 21, and I think it should be like 25.
Ours is 18.
Yeah, God, that's crazy.
He was like,
sorry. I remember when I was 21. It's actually the first time I ever got drunk on my 21st birthday. And I didn't even like it. I'm not a big drinker either. I don't like getting drunk. I mean, it's kind of fun, but the hangovers, oh, fuck, dude. I get the worst hangovers. And for me, it's just not worth it.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, same. It's been really nice being pregnant. Obviously, I haven't had anything to drink for a long time now. I feel
Mm-hmm.
so good. I feel really
Yeah.
good. And just like not being able to have a drink,
Mm-hmm.
it just takes the choice away. So when you're out, when you're with friends, you're more likely to just give in and have a few. But I feel so good. It's really nice to have
Mm-hmm.
such a long break. Not that I drink a lot, but yeah, it's been good.
Yeah, I mean, when I do drink, it's never more than a beer or two, maybe three. On a
Yeah.
rare occasion, four.
Yeah. When it's a big night.
Yeah, yesterday
Yeah.
my dad and I went over to a place in Dallas called Deep Ellum, and we
Mhm.
got some barbecue. Best barbecue I've ever had in my life. Place is called
Yeah.
Terry Black's. Terry Black's, sponsor me,
Really.
please. Food's amazing. And so we went around Dallas for a little bit, and we stopped at a wine bar, and I had a beer there. And my dad, he likes wine, so he had a glass of wine. But I mean, that was it. I mean, it's like I don't understand how people can get addicted to alcohol. It's like it
Yeah.
makes you feel so bad the next day.
Yeah, I
Why?
know. The hangover.
Yeah, why
It's
would
so
you choose to do this
yeah.
to yourself day in and day out? I don't get it.
No. Yeah, not for me.
Yeah. But
No.
anyway, what we were talking about, how did you get into OnlyFans and escorting?
I don't know how I got into escorting. I think a friend was into it,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, I got into it that way. It was really scary the first time, obviously, when I first started. But
Mm-hmm.
then after a few years, it became there's certain ways of running the business, and got really confident with it. Ran it really well. And OnlyFans, yeah, like I said, it was actually my boyfriend's suggestion when I quit. And I was really reluctant. I'm a very private person. Like I said, I have no
Mm-hmm.
social media, so like putting my vagina on the internet was a bit like nerve-wracking.
Yep.
But it's been really good for our sex life as well,
Mm-hmm.
because I think in relationships you um, can get real lazy and
Mm-hmm.
stuff, and this sort of forces us to put in effort, I think. So
Mm-hmm.
that's been really good part of it. And like we film with a lot of my girlfriends and stuff, so it's like really good, I think. Well, I don't know if it's good, but yeah, just exploring different things together in this environment. It's been nice.
Yeah. Is that how you met Audrey and Sadie?
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm actually filming with them in
Mm-hmm.
like 2 weeks. Yeah. Gonna do some more content with them. I actually fell pregnant during that foursome. No, I'm not kidding. That's when I conceived the child.
I know. I'm just laughing because of the irony. Is I mean,
I know. It
yeah.
was like so when we were filming, I did the ovulation test, like peed on the
Mm-hmm.
stick. You have to, see when you should have sex. And it was
Mm-hmm.
like that day that we were filming. So I'm like, well, you've got to save the money shot. We can't
Mm-hmm.
have sex before the foursome because then it won't be very good.
Mm-hmm.
So we couldn't have sex. And I was like, all right, well, I guess this month's out. But yeah, it happened during the foursome. So yeah, I texted them and they said that they were good luck charms.
You guys are great for conceiving.
Yeah, yeah, I highly recommend to anyone wanting a child. Yeah, but
Maybe
they're
it's
wonderful.
yeah, maybe it's just a combination of three women just got him like, oh,
I know maybe it's
superpower.
just super, yeah, it was. Yeah, super strong, super
Yep.
strength. So yeah, they're fantastic. I love those two. They're absolutely beautiful. I'm
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
really excited to film with them in a couple of weeks, which will be good. Really good.
Yeah, they were the first advertisers on the website. I was
Oh
like,
wow, that's
so
good.
yeah, they've always supported me, so I got to support them too.
Yeah, no, they're fantastic. They've helped me a lot with OnlyFans. They were the ones who, when I first started, were helping me like figure out how to do it all. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they're just wonderful.
Yeah, and then the best thing about them is they don't do any of the PPV paywalls. I mean, something I
Yeah,
appreciate.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't do either. I've sort of based mine off of theirs. I think it's just way better. It's astounding how many people, like how many subs contact me and they're like, oh my God, finally a page that's not, just trying to get milk you out of all your money sort of thing.
Yep.
It's good.
There's one I subscribe to. Her name's Victoria Parasso. And so I subscribed to hers the other day because we're going to review it, obviously. But she doesn't know that. But I mean, I bought a couple of her PPVs and I was like, these are fucking really underwhelming. was like, I fucking paid extra money for this shit. I mean, I don't even really enjoy these. I mean, yeah, she's super hot, but I mean, like, I was just really disappointed with
Yeah,
what
I
I
think it's hard
bought.
to find. Yeah, it's just the PPV stuff is so common. Like most people run it that way. And thankfully, when I met Audrey, or when Audrey and Sadie were sort of showing me how they did theirs, I just followed suit, which they've done it in like a really, really honest and really like authentic and genuine way. You know, all of the content is free, so it's the best way to do it, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, that's why I started real OnlyFans reviews. I just got tired of all the stupid, incredibly bad OnlyFans. Like, oh, thanks for subscribing. Give me more money, or else you're not going to see anything. It's like,
Yeah.
what did I subscribe to begin with?
Yeah, it's really, I think it's probably hard for people to find them. You know, there's nowhere collectively to find, well, now your site there is, but yeah, like good pages that people might like. So yeah. I've had an influx lately. Obviously, I guess we'll be talking about this coming out about my 2 vaginas that ended up all over 7 News, which is like a big Australian news company on Facebook. And I had to text my dad as well and like warn him not to go on the internet, please. But
Oh my God.
yeah, we've had an influx since then. Obviously, people trying to find me and look at the vaginas. So that's been good, I guess.
Yeah, must be great for business. So your parents did they know what you were on OnlyFans beforehand, or how did that
Oh,
work?
they knew I was escorting. I don't talk to my mom, so just my dad. He knows I was escorting, and he was always really like supportive. Just as long as you're happy and healthy and fine, you know, you're gonna do whatever you want anyway. So I love you, you know. I think he knew we were making porn. I'm not sure. Well, now he knows because I'm so identifiable, like covered in tattoos, and they put their photos, all my photos all over the internet. So many of my boyfriend's old workmates called him, and yeah, so sort of everywhere now.
Yeah. So I mean, let's just talk about that. So first of all, 2 vaginas, I can't even imagine. So when did you find out that you had 2 of them? Or how did that happen?
I knew there was like, when I was younger, I knew there was something wrong with me because tampons never worked. Obviously, because there was a whole nother vagina that was bleeding.
Yeah,
and
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I used to tell my mum that they don't work, and she told me that I'm not doing it properly. I don't know how else you're meant to use a tampon apart from put it up there. But and apart from that, like sometimes if I was having sex, a penis would like hit the center, which is like a wall, and wouldn't go anywhere. It would just like thud. And I didn't know what it was. So I knew like obviously it looked, if I looked, it looked a bit different. But back when I was, 15 to even 18, we didn't have phones or anything. Like it was dial-up internet, on the computers at home. It wasn't like this access.
Oh my God. What did you guys have for dial-up internet? Because we had AOL.
I don't know what, ADSL or something? ADSL?
Okay.
I don't know. It was like this beep beep sound. But I grew up with my dad as well. So like I couldn't go and ask Dad, there's something wrong with, like, is this normal? I didn't have my mom around. So a lot of people have asked me on that Reddit forum, because that's where this all came out on Reddit. How did you not know? I'm like, well, I knew something was wrong, but I didn't have access to ask anyone, and I lived on a farm. So there was I couldn't even get to the doctor by myself. Anyway, then when I was 20, I fell pregnant with someone who I didn't want a child with. And I went and had a termination, and I did the ultrasound, baby was in there. Had the termination, and I woke up in theater and they said it wasn't in there at all. I'm like, well, where is it? Like, where's the embryo? So they admitted me, and then they found the whole other hole like next to it, and it was still in there in that uterus. So I had to have another termination in that one, which was really traumatic. Actually, it wasn't very nice because they punctured my bowel, and
oh fuck.
Yeah, because it was like on an angle. Obviously, using straight instruments in something to what I have doesn't really work. So yeah, then I found out, and ever since then I had to use like 2 tampons to have to everything. My periods at the same time because hormones regulate it. And then when I was escorting, I was able to just like swap which one I use because I can feel which side it goes in. So it's like if I open my legs, it's like a hole and then a wall and then another hole, like like a nostril looking thing. So
I can imagine. Yeah.
when I have sex, I can choose which side it goes in. I can feel the difference now. Like now I'm really aware of my anatomy. I can feel which side. So when I met my partner, when I was escorting, I tried to only use one vagina for work and one vagina for him, which helped a little bit with it.
So does one feel different than the other? As far as like
I prefer the right side. It's just like the left is subpar. I don't like the left one. To be honest, I haven't really explored the left one. Like, I'm sure there's things I like in it, but it's just been like pushed to the side, and I just use the right one mainly. And it depends on the guy's anatomy. Like some people are bent a certain way, so it can hurt if it's in a certain side. And if it's uncomfortable, I just swap it. But I kept it like quite secret. I only really started talking about it when I fell pregnant, because I wasn't sure, obviously it's a high risk pregnancy, having a child with what I have. And I didn't know if it was going to inhibit me from having children. I was going to hate the condition, you know? So after I fell pregnant, I felt like much more comfortable talking about it and, bringing awareness to other people's bodies and stuff. So now I started filming with them as well, which has been fun.
Triple penetration.
Triple penetration. I've done a few of those, actually. It's hard. It's really hard to film. Like, people don't realize in porn that a lot of effort goes into where the camera goes and like how your body is positioned to film things, because two bodies together is very hard in the first place. So I definitely want to film more with it. It's really hard because I'm 6 months pregnant now and I'm not very flexible. So I can't use like two hands and then like,
can't bend.
I can't reach it. I had to get my boyfriend to like do triple penetration with his hands. So there's like four hands.
This is a fucking team effort.
I needed another person. I need someone to come and help. But it's been really good, to be honest. Like, the reception I've had is just intrigue. Everyone's so intrigued by it. I don't think anyone's ever made any porn ever with two vaginas.
None that I can think of.
No,
I mean, I don't think I've ever heard of anybody with, two vaginas before. That was actually, legit. I think maybe I've heard that, and it's like some sci-fi fantasy thing. But I mean, as far as like a legit real conditions, like I've never heard of it.
It's called uterus didelphes, and there's like different mutations. So some people have like a really rare, like a really minor mutation where they might have like one vagina, one cervix, and then like two uteruses at the top. Like, there's all different forms that can happen, but with mine, it's like two vaginas, two cervixes, two uteruses, and then an ovary attached to each one. And then there's like a big wall down the middle of them. So it's quite like, it's the most extreme mutation. So when I felt pregnant, my specialist told me only to use the right side, because the risk of falling pregnant in each one at the same time, which I don't know how that would go. They don't really know how that would go. I think there might have been like one birth in the world or a couple like that. So we just made sure to use the right one. But you can have, I think it takes like 3 weeks after you get pregnant for your hormones to shut the other one down. So you still have to be careful.
Yeah, I was thinking of that, because I could imagine if you were pregnant and then still getting your period through the other one. But I mean, hormonally, I guess that wouldn't happen, but
it would be a nightmare. No, so what's happening is in the left one, it's sort of acting as though it's also pregnant, because my hormones are telling my body that it is. So like the lining of the uterus is really full, and it's like a phantom pregnancy. It's like having its own. Like,
oh man, so now I'm thinking of that. Do you get double the hormones?
No, I think it's the same amount. Okay. But I've never been able to take contraception. Like IUD doesn't fit because my uteruses are both very small. And they just don't recommend that I rely on hormonal contraception, just because they don't know enough about what I have. So really interesting. Like, a lot of doctors who I see have only read about it, so they ask me like 400 million questions sort of thing.
They're like, you
But
know what? I'm actually going to write my dissertation on this. So do you
yeah,
have
they're
some
like,
time?
can you please draw me a diagram while you're here? I'm like, but I have to have like 2 of everything. So like 2 pap smears, one in each one. If I got sexual health checked, I have to have 2. I can have like thrush, for example, in one and not the other one. Yeah, it's like double the work. I had to do 2 of them. But the pregnancy itself as well, I can give birth at 30 weeks and I can't give birth naturally. So I have to have a cesarean.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, it can't come out that way.
That's pretty crazy.
Because of the wall, because of the wall. The middle is really thick. They did suggest taking the wall out my vagina, just the vagina part, but then I would have like, they would morph the 2 vaginas into one big vagina.
Yeah.
No, thank you. I don't want that.
You're like, there are not enough Kegels in the world.
I don't want any of that. But it was major surgery, and the risk is then I still have the 2 cervixes, and I will probably get pregnant in each at the same time. You know, so it was much better to keep them apart.
I was actually going to ask. I mean, have you ever considered having surgery to remove one of them, or is that even possible?
They can remove a whole set, but the ovary with the eggs in it, like they don't know which one is more fertile. So, you know, you can do a blood test. I had the blood test to see how fertile I am, but they can't actually tell how many eggs are in each ovary. So if I took out one set and didn't have any eggs left in the other ovary, then I would be infertile.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't really affect me at all. You know, like this pregnancy's been pretty good so far. I've like have so many appointments. Apart from that, every like 1 to 2 weeks I have to have a scan. But yeah, I'm like really thankful that my body's been able to like carry a child so far. I think I'm like 26 weeks this week, so even if whatever happened now, the baby could survive. So yeah.
So I mean, have you always wanted to have kids, or was it just kind of unplanned?
Oh, with all my ex-boyfriends, I never wanted kids, but I think when you meet the right person, you change your mind, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends on the situation you're in, sort of thing. Plus, I'm 30 now, so I thought, yeah, now's probably a good time if I wanted them to have kids, especially seeing as, you know, they said we'd have like a 2% chance of getting pregnant. So, like, well, all you need is to force them. All you need is all
we just needed good luck charms, and whoop, there we go.
I did.
In like 3 years, you're gonna be calling Audrey and Sadie like, "Hey, so we want to have another."
Yeah, I know. I know, right?
Yeah. So I mean, are you planning on getting married to your current partner, or have you guys thought about that?
We're engaged.
Very nice.
I don't know. I don't really care for marriage. I wanted the pretty ring. I wanted him to beg me to be with him on his knee. That's all I wanted.
Oh, you little sadistic fuck.
Yeah, bring it down fine. I don't care about the rest of it. We might get married after the baby comes, but I can imagine having a newborn is not going to be that, like, you know, I mean, it's going to be fun, but quite daunting and time consuming. So I think that's on the back burner for now.
Yeah, get your sleep while you can.
Yeah, I know. We've been saying that the last few days, trying to like eat out every day. Like, you just be alone. So,
man, I eat out pretty much all the time. I don't even The last time I bought groceries was maybe like a month and a half ago. I mean, I bought some tea and shit today, but I mean, I eat out pretty much 99% of the time.
Yeah, see, I don't like that. I find something that's really like wholesome feeling when you eat at home, you know. He likes to eat out.
I don't like to cook. I mean, because when I'm hungry, I'm like, I want to eat now.
As well, like if you're just cooking for one person, it's actually quite expensive to go and buy all the shit to cook, and then you got to like put it in the freezer or open in the fridge, and you got to eat it every day for the rest of your life. Like,
yeah,
really want, you know.
Yeah, it's so much easier. I can just go to fucking Jack in the Box or Whataburger, and it's like, oh, food now. I'm happy.
Yeah, and it's
I mean, it's not healthy, but whatever.
Yeah, it's cheap too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, depends on what you're buying, but there's that whole argument of whether or not eating out like that is healthy, which most people say it's not. But I mean, I had my blood work done a few weeks ago, and it was all excellent except for, you know, the inflammatory stuff, Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I eat garbage, so yeah, maybe it's not that bad.
Getting away with it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching a podcast the other day. There's one called I Am Athlete, and then there are mostly American football players, and there's one of them they call Ocho Cinco because that's his number, and he also apparently changed his name to Ocho Cinco. And he's all, man, don't tell me about that eating healthy bullshit. I eat fucking McDonald's every day, this, blah, blah, blah. And look at me, I'm in peak physical condition. And I was like, well, maybe there's something to it. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. You only live once, right?
Yeah, fuck it. YOLO.
Exactly.
Yeah, they have they call it Ocho versus science. And I don't know. I mean, fucking Ocho, he's a professional football player, is pretty good shape. Yeah.
Could all be true.
Yeah. Maybe Ocho's got something.
Maybe.
So when you tell people you have two vaginas, what's the typical reaction?
Well, the thing is, I haven't really told that many people. Well, now the whole of the world knows pretty much. Everyone in Australia, anyway. I've actually been hiding from a neighbor. Yeah, I don't want to see me. Yeah, they don't believe me, first of all. Yeah, when I tell my partners, like people I sleep with, they're like, no. Because once you find a vagina, like once you put the cock in the vagina, you don't like see the hole next to it. It just sort of goes. Yeah, so they're a bit.
Yeah, I mean, full disclosure, I've seen your OnlyFans, I've seen your videos. Like, I didn't know there were two down there.
Yeah,
I couldn't tell.
You wouldn't see them. Well, now you could. Like, if I'll give you a trial so you can have a look. You can see them very clearly when I open my vagina with my legs open. You can see two holes. But when you're like just looking at it and just put a cock in there, you're not gonna see the other one. You know. Yeah. It's like, yeah.
It's also not gonna be on the person's mind. It's like, oh, it's a hole, I'm in it.
Yeah. So yeah, people are just really mind blown by it. I thought when I first posted this on Reddit that I would have a really, really bad reception, obviously, because the story is so unique as well because of my sex work past, and using them for escorting and stuff. So it makes it an even more crazy story. I thought that I would just get like a lot of abuse, but honestly, like probably 4/5 of the response has been like really intrigued and actually really thankful that like for someone speaking out about something so strange and confidently as well. Only some of them like had something nasty to say, but the internet's a place where even if you had the most wholesome story, there's always going to be some like nasty person on there,
Yeah, when I told people that I was going to be having you on the podcast, I asked 4 questions, the one that I sent you earlier. And there was one person that's like, oh, that's not real, blah, blah, blah. And so they ended up deleting their comments. Like, I didn't even get to delete them. I wanted to argue with them because I like to argue. But they deleted their shit before we could really get into an argument. And I was like, damn.
A lot of people like did say on the Reddit forum that it was fake. I think that 2-dick guy might be fake and he tricked people or something. But I actually had to verify the story. I actually sent in all my medical records to the mods and with my ID and like everything. So they verified it all. And I also uploaded that, and obviously I can't fake the videos. Like there's videos on OnlyFans of 2 vaginas. Like there's probably like maybe 6 or 7 videos on there now. So yeah, you can't really fake that.
So what was the catalyst that made you want to tell everybody about your condition?
Well, I wrote about it on Twitter like a while ago. And heaps of people were like, what the fuck? Like, that's crazy. And then I had some journalists started coming after me and wanting to tell my story, especially with the sex work involved, because it's like great clickbait, like.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of why I wanted to hit you up, because I mean, all the things you got going on.
Yeah. But I decided I didn't want to do that because I didn't trust the headlines and like, especially sex work being such a delicate topic in some places, just using the correct terminology and not like using it to get clicks, like not using it in a derogatory way towards me, if that makes sense. So my girlfriend told me about, what's it called? Ask Me Anything, the subreddit, because I don't really use Reddit, as I'm quite illiterate with Reddit. And so I decided to post it on there just to like put it out there. see what people said, and it just went insane. It
Mm-hmm.
went like completely viral, but it was nice for me to be able to answer all the questions myself, you know, and like have control over it, not some journalist who just wants to make money. So that's why I went there. Yeah. And then after that, this radio station contacted me, so I talked to them. Now it's all over the place. But at least it's always been in my words from like speaking to people. So
yeah, same kind of situation happened with Mrs. Poindexter with her kids getting kicked out of school, and that's why I talked to her.
Yeah, I saw that. That was that mom and the OnlyFans mom, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
watch the podcast.
Is she?
Huh?
Is she on the podcast?
Yeah, she was the one before yours.
Oh shit, I'll have to go and watch it. Yeah, so I don't use the internet much, but yeah, I'll definitely get on and watch it. Wow.
Yeah. So but what I was gonna say, the whole reason I found out about your AMA was because of my website, and I remember when, yeah, you broke all the records on my website. You had 6 times more views in a single day than the previous record, and on that day I had the most views on the website I've ever had.
And you're like, whoa.
Dude, I was so worried about you, because when things like this happen, like I told you, they're not normally for good reasons. They're like, oh no, did she, my mind immediately jumped to, did she get fucking murdered or something? Oh my God, I'm so worried. I was so scared. And then that's why I had to message like, what's going on?
No, it was just a post. I think because that was on my Reddit, because I pinned it. I figured out how to do that a while ago. Yeah, so people would have just clicked onto it that way. But I like went to bed. I think a couple of people commented on it. And I went to bed, I woke up and it was just like everywhere. So yeah, I didn't expect that. And now here we are.
So how many additional subscribers did you pick up from that?
Like thousands and thousands.
Shoo, so it was a good month.
Yeah, heaps. People are just so intrigued by it. You know, but hopefully they stick around as well. Like I try and put in a lot of effort into my content. So
yeah. Well, I mean, you are on the best of the best list. So, I mean, I'm sure people seeing that probably took away a little bit of trepidation in subscribing. Like, well, no matter what happens, at least it's good content.
Yeah. People were trying to like dox it on other sites. But I've got like a takedown service. So they were all over that. They just sent DCMAs out. So every like 1 minute someone posted it, they would just get pinged and taken down. Thankfully, because I had like a lot of people on Reddit like demanding that I put it on there, and I'm like, with all due respect,
what the fuck? How are they going to tell you what to do with your content?
I know. I'm like, I've put my medical records up there. I've answered like 600 questions. There's videos, but I'm not going to put a photo of my pussy on Reddit. Like, I just don't want to. So
yeah, I mean, if you really want to see, it's go subscribe, motherfucker.
Yeah, I know. And like a lot of people were saying, I'm just trying to get money off OnlyFans. Like, obviously the OnlyFans, it's a way to see it. But I did actually put like a lot of effort into answering heaps of the questions. And, I spent quite a lot of time on there. It's quite.
Well, I mean, it's not like when people say you're only doing it to make money on OnlyFans, it's not like you were hurting for money before. I mean, before this, you were top somewhere in the top 1%. So I mean, it's like it's not like you're struggling.
No, I didn't need to do it. It was just the intrigue, and the fact that these journalists were like trying to they were really pushing me to post, to do it, and I was scared that it would just get taken from my Twitter anyway. Just like these companies do that. So I thought, it's just a great medium for me to have my say and speak the entire truth about it, which was good. I have no regrets. I'm really happy I did it. And the reception I've got has been great. So I'm really thankful for that. Like a lot of people who have commented and contacted me with like all sorts of different mutations that they're dealing with. So I think like it should be spoken about more, because not everyone's bodies are completely the same. And it feels like much better not keeping it a secret, and it's fun. It's fun filming with two vaginas. Like, why not?
Yep.
Yeah.
So what were some of the biggest things you were happy to let people know about?
Everything. I don't mind. Like, I don't mind talking about anything about it. Yeah. All parts of it. I think, I don't know. sort of like all my old clients reading it and then just being like, fuck, I didn't know she had another one. Damn her.
They're gonna call you back. Hey, can I book you again?
Yeah. Oh no, I've had so many. That's another thing. I've had a lot of people contact me on Twitter asking me to book. I do not work anymore. I quit that many years ago. Yeah, I came out about it when I was working because we have these review forums here in Australia for escorts, and I did not want these strange people on these forums to find out that I had 2 vaginas. You can only imagine the requests that would come through. So yeah, I kept it very, very secret from everyone.
Yeah, I forgot what website it was, but I found one for like Australian escorts is where I found your profile, Adrian Saddies, and some other people on there. But the thing I was impressed with was like there is a really nice website. I was like, wow, this is actually like really put together. I was impressed. I was like, wow.
Yeah, I don't really agree with the review culture. It's not very nice, like some of it. I get that you have to.
Well, no, this was a couple of years ago.
Oh, the profiles.
Yeah. So like they're actually set up. Yeah.
Yeah, no, some of them are really beautiful websites. Yeah, no, the review forums aren't beautiful. That's all.
Yeah, I haven't seen the review forums, but the like let's say advertising ones, because when I found it, I thought it was like a scam. I think I hit up Audrey and Sadie like, hey, I don't know if you know this or not. I think somebody's using your pictures to scam people, blah, blah, blah.
This is the other thing though, like heaps of websites have. So like a lot of my photos are still on all of these like shitty websites, and you have to get a lawyer to get them down. Like you just can't get them down off these like terrible websites. Even like scammers, there were so many scammers when I was working. I actually had one time someone had copied my whole profile, right, and put it up in another city, and it was exactly the same except for the number. So because I was like a recognized worker, people in that city were like, oh, that's definitely her. And they were sending this person money for deposits. And then when I didn't rock up, obviously because it wasn't me, I was getting all this abuse, like complete abuse. So this person had scammed like 6 or 7 grand out of people. And they were texting me, telling me like, I'm going to come find you. Like you have to give me your money back. And yeah, it was really bad. I had to go to police. There's lots of like scamming in the adult industry, which is not very good. And a lot of clients for it as well. And like, they can't get their money back because they don't want to go file a report. Like, I don't know what their personal life is, but you don't really want to go to the police and admit, you know, what you've done.
Yeah, the same kind of thing happens out here with these scammers when like with the escort and whatnot. They all ask for money up front when you find them on whatever website. And it's like that. I mean, what are the chances that this would be legit? Slim to none.
People like escorts here ask for deposits, which I think is fair because like you do have a lot of no-shows, but it should only be a portion, very small portion of the booking. And like you can check if these girls or men or workers are legitimate by, you know, trying to find their social media or looking for them on review platforms, even though they're not very nice. So you can sort of validate whether or not they're like a real person, sort of thing. But yeah, a lot of clients don't do that and they just give their money. You should never give all of the money up front, obviously, for anything.
Yeah. I mean, all I did was I just copied whatever their picture was and put it into Google search and did a reverse image search. It's like all the pages were all pretty much scammers. It come up with one profile on this one website with this number, come up with another one on this website with this number. Like you said, it's just different numbers. And
yeah, they copy all the text. It's so sneaky. It's really sneaky. And I actually feel really sorry for people getting scammed. It's like, it's horrible. It's really disgusting behavior. I actually got the police involved with my one because I actually texted them and they were like, what are you going to do about it? And I'm like, oh, how dare you? So yeah, the police here are really good though. Like I said, it's like legal in most states. So you can go to the police and get help.
Yeah. And that's just another case for legalizations, like, because people are going to do it no matter what.
Precisely. And it protects the clients as well, as much as it protects the workers, you know.
Yeah.
Protects everyone in the transaction.
There are people out here who got some weird fucking statistic from somewhere that said, "Oh no, if you legalize sex work, you're gonna have more human trafficking." It's like,
Oh god, yeah. Really,
I
no.
don't, just me thinking about it, it was like, no. First of all,
Yeah,
why are you gonna
government.
traffic people in to do sex work if people can do it legally? I was
Yeah.
like, that doesn't
Yeah.
make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense. And then you can pay tax and you can legitimize the business as well. You know, everyone, the government wins, we win, the clients win, like everyone wins. So
Yeah.
yeah, unfortunately the US seems to be going backwards in that sense, but maybe one day,
Well,
hopefully.
see, I think the reason that they say that is because there's only one place in the US where, prostitution is legal, and it's
Mm,
outside of Vegas. And
yeah.
so they say they have more trafficking in that area than anywhere else. And it's like, well, fucking duh. I
Yeah.
mean, if you're only going to legalize it in one place, they're
Yeah.
obviously going to have more of the illegal side of that business in that one place. Like, if you legalize it everywhere, there's not going to be a market for the fucking black market shit. There just won't
Precisely.
be.
Precisely. Everyone's just going to be like a much safer environment, I
Yeah, it's
think.
the same thing with, legalizing marijuana
Yeah.
that we kind of talked about earlier. Like, you're literally giving power to the people who do illegal shit and
Yeah,
just
definitely.
making everything more dangerous for everybody.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Yep. Same with the drug cartels in Mexico. They only have power because there's only people that are selling the illegal substances.
Yeah, yeah,
Now,
yeah.
that's not an endorsement to go do heroin. Don't do that. But I mean, if you make it illegal, you just make it that much more dangerous and whatnot.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I
Well,
mean?
hopefully they change. Yeah.
Indeed. So, another question I had for you was, how has being pregnant changed your OnlyFans?
You know what? I didn't know it was going to be that much of a big fetish.
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, I've never been privy to like pregnancy fetishism because have never been pregnant. But yes, so
Mm-hmm.
many guys love it. They love pregnant women, and maybe it's the fact of being like fertile, but it's actually boosted my confidence heaps because I
Mm-hmm.
really struggled with the changes to my body, and I feel like this fat, horrible, like blob, and like my nipples are big, and like my tits are huge. And I'm like, I'm used to going to the gym every day and like staying
Mm-hmm.
really fit. And it's been really tough on me to, like sell my motorbike and give up my body and all these other things that you have to do when you have a child. But it's been really nice because all of these people just think I'm so like attractive. So it's really helped. It's honestly really helped me. I've actually been filming more than I ever have at the
Mm-hmm.
minute, I've actually really enjoyed it. Sometimes it can be hard to film when you're lacking motivation, but yeah, I love it right now. It's really good. Really good.
Yeah, it's crazy. One of my other episodes we talked about, there's a niche out there for everything.
Oh, there is. The one thing is, I actually said this on the radio. It's a bit frustrating. I wish that men would understand that milk does not arrive until the baby arrives. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm not just like squirting milk everywhere. I can't do that right now. It's not here yet. It doesn't come until like at least right when the baby is due.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
So
every
why is
day.
that? With your medical professional knowledge, why doesn't lactation start before the baby comes?
There's just no need for milk right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what would you do with it all? Your
So
body
I mean,
hasn't told that it's ready to feed yet. Like, there's a time when you have a baby that your body like finds out that now it's got to feed, and that can
mm-hmm.
take a couple of days after the birth, like up to 5 days. So you start leaking. You can like leak out of your breasts and stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
not
So
usually full.
anatomically, like, what changes to enable lactation?
I think it's called like letting go or something. I don't know what it is. I think it's hormonal. Like when you see your
Mm-hmm.
child and the child crawls up to the breast, something
Mm-hmm.
happens in your body and it like starts releasing and creating the milk. Because there's like colostrum at the start, which is like a really like refined nutrient liquid that
Mm-hmm.
they have. But yeah, guys on OnlyFans and like guys everywhere just seem to think that as soon as you get pregnant, you can just like squirt everyone with your milk. That's just doesn't happen. It's not happening yet. Stop asking me.
Yeah, that's actually, I know that's a category too, like fucking lactation
Lactation.
squirting.
Actually, OnlyFans can allow lactation stuff
Mm-hmm.
because it's like a bodily fluid. So like blood, you're not allowed,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, you can't post lactation stuff on fans.
Hmm. That's interesting. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, there's lots of rules. You could like public sex is banned.
I
Like
knew
here's
about
the
that one.
yeah, there's like actually a huge list. Quite a lot of it's banned, which I understand. Like public sex and stuff. As fun as it is, not everyone needs to see that.
Yeah, especially if there's like kids around.
Mhm. Yeah, but no, it was a pregnancy thing. I've actually really enjoyed it, and I haven't like at the start wasn't as like aroused all the time because I really struggle with my body changes. But yeah, all of
Mhm.
like the positive compliments and stuff have really helped. So that's like made my sex life with my partner better. Because before I was like, I'm fat. Like
Oh
when we
God.
first started having sex and I got pregnant, he would get a
Mhm.
bit distracted and think about the baby, and then he couldn't come, and it was a bit of a like it was a bit of a battle to start.
Just use the other hole. It's fine.
Yeah, no, it's not in there. It's not in that one. It's like, yeah, you're not poking it at all. We can't see cock.
you're like, listen, dude, your dick's big, but it's not that big.
Yeah, or if you're like, oh, we do doggy, I'm like, it's because you don't want to look at me. It's because I'm fat. So, yeah, it was a bit of getting used to it to start, but it's all
Yeah.
good now. Yeah.
Yeah, women are always their biggest critics. But
Yeah.
I think, I
Yeah.
mean, that might be true. No, I take that back. I don't criticize myself at all. I take that back.
No.
I was gonna say we're all our biggest critics.
Oh, I think sometimes definitely.
No, I'm awesome. I don't care. I'm kidding. I'm like, well, no, I'm pretty cool. I'm kidding. But let me see. Somebody else said something. So what are going to be your future plans after you give birth?
I don't know. I don't like to make plans. Makes
Okay.
me anxious. Well, yeah, I have another business, so that's going really
Mm-hmm.
well. I would like to keep filming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for as long as it makes me happy. Like I don't want it to become like something I don't want to do.
Mm-hmm.
If it becomes like that, I'll stop. But I'll obviously have a cesarean, so I'll need to take it easy for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
At some point, I think you're like stuck in bed for 6 weeks, but I'll probably keep filming for a while after that. Like I said, it brings like excitement into our sex life, so it's actually like good for us, and like
Mm-hmm.
we're quite open sexually. Like we've been tried swinging and all that stuff. I've actually booked him escorts before, which has been
No, that's interesting. How did
yeah.
that
Oh
work
god.
out?
There's one time I booked this girl for him and we were staying in a hotel somewhere, and I actually gave her the key and I sat downstairs and I had a gin.
You're like, I'm taking the night off. You do the work.
Yeah. Yeah, they sorted him out. I don't want to I don't want to do it. I think it's like really healthy to be open sexually.
Mm-hmm.
OnlyFans definitely helps our sex life. Like I said, in a relationship, it does get a bit like repetitive, like you do the same thing, and I think the stresses of everyday life can like really affect your sex life in a relationship, especially a long-term one. If you come home from work or you come home from doing stuff, you don't want to fuck. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Well, the problem
OnlyFans.
is one person does want to fuck and the other one doesn't.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
And then it ends up that one of them books an escort and then the cheating happens, and like eventually you can go down that path. So yeah, I think we'll definitely keep filming for as long as it's good for us. We'd like to start like swinging and stuff again, obviously after the baby.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that sort of stuff. That's quite fun.
Yeah, I think obviously everybody is different. For some people, monogamy works, and for some people, monogamy doesn't. So
Yeah.
I think more people just have to be more honest about what they actually want and what they don't.
Exactly. I don't think people are, like so many people on OnlyFans, they bring up their fetishes and their fantasies. And like some of these people have never spoken about this before to their partner or to lovers, or like, I think everyone needs to be more socially accepted in their fetish or what they like. And also understand that, yeah, monogamy, like we're monogamous, like only in a relationship with each other. We only experiment like together, apart from when I booked him escorts, but I'm very detached from that because I've worked. So I know that it's just a job for that girl. Do you know what I mean? She doesn't not gonna run away with him. We haven't like been with other people, like completely unpaid people, just find someone on Tinder. We've never done that stuff. I think it's like much healthier to try and do it together if you can, or at least start that way. Yeah, except one time we met up with these swingers and I didn't like the guy and he kissed the girl. And so we had a fight about that.
Like, how dare you?
Yeah, it was funny. Actually, her name was Moon. And I got him his Valentine's present. No, this card the other day for Valentine's Day. And it said, I love you to the moon and back. But then when I got home, I was like, no, he can't. So I like crossed out moon and wrote cheater on it. Fuck you.
How dare you? I still haven't forgotten.
Yeah, I will remember. There's still a very respectful way to explore sexually with other people, and that was not respectful. So don't do that.
You hear that, everybody? If you ever get your partner an escort, don't kiss them.
Yeah. There's rules.
Just on their tits, whatever, deep throat is fine, but don't you fucking dare.
Yeah. No hug goodbye, nothing. Booking him escorts didn't actually turns me on a bit. I'm a bit of like a voyeur. I quite like him being with other people. But I was very non-threatened by that. I think if he was to like go on Tinder and find someone, I'd be very threatened because I wouldn't like that room. I wouldn't have any control over it, I had complete control over the escort situation. So it might be unhealthy, but yeah, it's a progressive thing, I think. And the longer you're together and do different things, like the more you can strengthen your relationship. Or if it doesn't work, you stop doing it.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with trying it if both parties are, on board. Like, you should never do things behind your significant other's back.
No, precisely. Honestly, always be honest. Always, even if it's hard. I think. Yeah, that was a huge question on the Reddit forum. Like, what does your boyfriend think of you being a sex worker? Like, it's just mind blowing to some people.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's not traditional.
Yeah, I mean, because I was still working when we first met, and then I quit. He really struggled with it, right? And he couldn't understand. He couldn't fathom that sex can be work for women, like for men as well. He couldn't understand it. He's like, you must get pleasure out of this. You must just love to fuck. And I'm like, it's just work. And it did cause like a lot of hard times in our relationship. But then when we both started doing OnlyFans, sometimes if we've like had an argument, right, but we've got to film, then it feels like work for him. Like, he doesn't want to fuck me after I've yelled at him, So he really understands now, only after doing OnlyFans, that sex can be work.
So, I mean, with the turbulence at the beginning, what made you guys want to stay together?
I think he liked that I was so out of the norm, like I have never done anything like, I've got a degree, I've tried all of that. I don't like it. I think people just do things because it's expected of them. You're expected to go and like finish uni and get a job. And I don't accept that as a life, So I just try all these things. I think he liked the excitement of it.
But I mean, on your end, because I mean, you're trying to guess what it was for him, but for you, I mean, why did you want to stay? Like, if you can go somewhere and find somebody else that's going to be accepting of your work, I mean, why did you choose to stay with him?
Honestly, I think it is hard for escorts to be in a relationship. Like, I was engaged before I was with my current fiance, and that relationship was really tough, really, really tough on both of us. You can't expect people to put up with sex work. Like, it's a boundary that's totally okay for people to say, I can't deal with this. This is too much. It's also an industry that can be quite secretive, because you can't feel like you can come home and say, I've had a real bad day at work, or, this happened at work, without them feeling threatened or protective of you. So there was a lot of it that you had to keep inside and maybe pretend to be okay when you had a bad day, stuff like that. So when I met him, I was already sort of coming out the industry. I'd already decided that I was leaving in the next like 6 months. So he put up with it for a bit. He got a lot better towards the end after he understood that it was work, but it is a battle. Like, jealousy is like something that we all feel. So there must be something to it. You can be aroused by jealousy, but it can also really hurt you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
a lot of women, I don't know. This is my perspective as a guy, I mean, it's maybe complete bullshit, but I've always wondered why women are so attracted to things that they say they hate. It's like, oh, like they say, oh, I hate fucking cheaters, but you keep dating all these
I
guys that
know.
cheat on you. Like you hate
I
guys that
know.
don't treat you right, but yet you date guys who clearly are going to not treat you well. It's like, I don't understand. Why do you do this?
I don't know. I honestly have no idea. There must be something in the psyche, that likes a challenge, or it's maybe
Well, that's
used
what
to
a
that
lot of
behavior.
women say. Oh, I want a relationship that's going to challenge you. But then when you get a challenging relationship, you bitch about it.
I think maybe as well, people have normalized that behavior. Like if you've been someone
Hmm.
who has been a bit abusive and who's been cheating on you, that becomes your normal. Like, so when
Hmm.
you see someone else acting the same way, it's not a red flag. It's just like, it's not something you pick up on. So I think it might be a mix
Maybe.
between like some type of psychological reason and yeah, like just normality for people.
Yeah, I mean, for myself, if some girl doesn't act right, it's like, well, bye. Like, I don't fucking need this. Get the fuck out.
Yeah,
God.
yeah, definitely.
So I don't know. But anyways, it was super great talking to you. Is there anything else you want to talk about before we wrap it up?
I just thank you to everyone for being so intrigued and being so kind. I appreciate it. I didn't expect it. It's been really nice. But yeah, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. This is one of those few times where the internet was actually awesome to somebody.
Yeah, and it was true. It was true. I promise.
Yep.
I promise it's true.
If you don't believe her, get her OnlyFans.
Thank
She's
you.
best of the best for a reason.
See you later.
All right,
Have a good
Evelyn,
day.
I'll talk to you later. You too. Take care. Get some
Bye.
sleep while you can.
Daytime, but yeah, thank you. Oh, for the baby. Oh shit, I forget
Yep.
about that. Okay.
you know the little human that you got inside of you.
Got it. Bye.
All right, talk to you later.